so sad. Hey, there she is. Oh, thank you.
League FC and the Alabama Front are proud to present Community Heroes, putting the spotlight on those who truly put the magic in the Magic City. We know someone who deserves recognition for all the hard work they do in our community. Make sure to scan the QR code and nominate them today. All right, Birmingham, as you get out your phone, showing off the jerseys that you got today. You want to know this is the place to be on a Sunday afternoon. So make sure everything that you use, hashtag it with Legions ATC upgrade, because the seats here to my left, you get it. So looking forward to that. So post on all your stats and everything you do. That way people know where you are. There's all that friends of ours material as every home game will get a chance to honor our military. So if you are currently serving or have served, will you please stand as you are a hero and we want to make some noise. Come on, Birmingham, show it up! Let me hear you make some noise!
For one final time in 2025, Birmingham Legion FC play in front of their home fans, looking to close the home slate with their second victory over the year over their Eastern Conference foes, Miami FC. No Sunday scaries allowed here. Plenty of sunshine, a great crowd on hand, and we are ready to collapse Week 33 in the USL Championship, which starts right now.
On a gorgeous day for soccer here in the Magic City, welcome to Birmingham, Alabama, and our coverage of the USL Championship featuring Birmingham Legion FC taking on Miami FC. Up here in our press box at Protective Stadium, let's have some fun on a Sunday. How about it? That's Morgan Copes. I'm Blake Gardner, and Morgan, for both these two teams, a chance to try to finish this 2025 campaign strong here over the next couple of weeks.
Certainly, and it'll also be an opportunity for the coaching staffs to start to lay the foundation for 2026. The pressure's now off. The players now will feel the pressure lifting off their shoulders, and they may get a chance to play a little bit more freely today.
Yes, we look at the Eastern Conference standings coming into the weekend. Both these two teams eliminated from the playoff race, but Morgan, they've given, over the last couple of weeks, teams above the playoff line some tough contests.
They certainly have. Miami played Louisville recently. Louisville had to get a late game winner in order to get out with 3 points. Birmingham, on the other hand, went to Loudoun, got a 1-0 result, a clean sheet, and another away win. That's fantastic for them as they look to build for the rest of the season.
Yeah, speaking of building as well, both these two teams with first-year head coaches who have learned a lot from their groups here this year. Now it's about trying to find out which one of these players or some of these are you going to take with you into the following campaign.
Yes, and for Miami, their coach will be coming into the second season of the league. He's admitted that he's had to do some adjustments and was surprised at the level and the professionalism in the USL Championship, whereas Mark Briggs, who's been in the USL Championship for a while, will have the opportunity to have a team in preseason and prep and get his guys in for how he wants to play in 2026 with Legion FC.
And for the Legion, one final time in front of the home fans as well, and they get some of their veterans back in the mix as well, like that guy, Matt Van Oekel, Sebastian Saucedo is in the 18, Sam Shashua in the starting 11 as well for Birmingham. No doubt the fans going to be awfully excited to see those guys back in action today. Speaking of starting 11s, we'll get to each teams when we return to the Magic City, plus the first 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion and Miami FC right after this.
Give me those sauces, grab the chicken strips, let's dunk them in there. There's nothing like it. Hey, I'm Joey. And I'm Josh, and we're team members at our local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A chicken strips is dipping them in our sauces. My sauce is the barbecue sauce. If you wanted to add sweet, tangy flavors, there's nothing like it. I love the garden herb ranch sauce, but if you want a little bit more kick in the spicy side, you can mix it with buffalo sauce. I want to get all those flavors from the sauce with my chicken strips. Dipping them in our sauces, it is perfection.
Real team members paid for their testimonials.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship on this Sunday afternoon. What a perfect day for soccer here as we are just about ready to kick things off between Birmingham Legion and Miami. But first, let's get a look at each side starting 11s. Morgan, let's start first with Miami, who have made a couple of changes from their lineup that took Louisville to the brink.
That's right. Cardona comes in and Gavilanes also comes in. But look for Bonfiglio and Blanco up front to cause problems for Legion FC. Bonfiglio is on 13 goals so far this year, not so far off the top of the Golden Boot.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things for Birmingham Legion FC, a sight for sore eyes. Sam Shashua back in the starting 11 for the Legion, as is Matt Van Oekel.
Yes, and it'll be a welcome sight for Birmingham Legion FC fans to see Matt Van Oekel back in goal. But Mark Briggs has made 5 changes to the team that played last against Loudoun. So there's going to be a lot of figuring things out today. There's a lot of things that they'll have to adjust. with the personnel that they have today, but certainly a team that can still go forward and can cause problems.
One final start in 2025 for Ramiz Hamoda before he heads off to World Cup play. There's a look at Gus Hamadani, the first-year manager of Miami FC. The 51-year-old Argentine spent 14 years coaching and scouting with Boca Juniors, an assistant at River Plate and Racing Club, now making the move to the States here to take over this Miami FC project. There is Mark Briggs, the 43-year-old Englishman, wrapping up his first season in charge of Birmingham Legion after taking over a couple of months in, trying to see what he's got the final couple of weeks with this group before the 2026 campaign. There's Robert Vince, the California native, gets his first USL Championship refereeing assignment this year. He's made appearances in a couple of Open Cup games, some League One games, some MLS Next Pro games, but this, his first as a center referee in the USL Championship here in 2025. Had a little bit of rain come through earlier. That is gone, and what's left is a perfect day. Plenty of sunshine, 69 degrees here at kickoff.
You can't beat this weather. There's a little bit of wind whipping through the stadium, but it should be a wonderful environment to play in for these players.
Underway from the Magic City, Birmingham Legion in black, Miami FC in white. These two teams squaring off for the second time here in 2025. After Birmingham went back to Florida back in May, fell down early, came back with a couple of goals. One from Tyler Pastor, the other from Ronaldo Damas. Take all 3 points from that contest. So Birmingham a chance at a season sweep here. Early possession for Miami. Foot race. Dawson McCartney was in a race there, lost it to Nico Cardona. Defenseman getting forward for the moment. Good work by Sam McElhatton to cut out the trouble. And look at McElhatton dancing around a couple of defenders. Did he win the foul? Referee says no, but it is going to be a Birmingham throw. Dawson McCartney right in front of his own bench, working with Sam Shashua, who's back in the starting 11 for Birmingham today. From Minnesota United, missed quite a bit of time. Birmingham happy to see him back in the mix. And back on the ball here, Shashua out wide. A first-time serve over the top of Damas. Cleared only as far away as Hamoda.
And Hamoda looks to have stepped into more of a 6 position, and it looks like Lazo has slid in as the other center, or the central center back of the back 3 for Legion FC. So one change there, but on the other side, it looks as though Tulu is going to be playing alongside Knutson, and Cardona is going to be playing as a right wing back.
Both teams experimenting with shape here late in this campaign. As Morgan said, the pressure off. Both these teams out of the playoff race, so a chance to experiment, see some different guys in some different spots. That throw is going to belong to Miami. For Birmingham Legion, they've found some money of late from Stephen Turnbull, a guy who's been known as a wingback, but he's slotted in nicely as a center back here over the last month.
He has, and he's been physical, and he's been organized, which is very, very important for a center back, especially in a back 3, right? We all know that Stephen Turnbull likes to get forward and create, but you know he's relished this opportunity to get into the starting 11 and has finished the season strong for Birmingham as a right center back. Almost trying to make a comparison to be on the opposite side, but Luke Shaw from it was for the longest time considered a left back who can get forward and attack, but has now slid in a back 3 for Manchester United as a center back. So interesting to see how he'll adjust to that. It's always a little bit different, the nuances when you slide into a different position where you normally are playing. So happy to see for Turnbull the opportunity and him taking it and relishing in it and making the most of it.
It's the 4th straight start for Turnbull. McElhatton back in the 11 as well for the 9th straight time. The Australian midfielder for Birmingham Legion. 3 minutes in, Miami trying to build once again. Almost had an opportunity. Gavalinas couldn't quite get it off his foot. Cardona tracks that down. Puerto Rican right back, Nico Cardona, making his 14th start of the year as this goes all the way back to Nico Campisi, the Argentine goalkeeper. So part of that late season swap with Tampa Bay Rowdies. Was with the Rowdies, made 9 starts in Tampa Bay this year, but he was transferred to Miami. A separate transaction, Bill Hamid, who had been the starter in goal most of the year for Miami FC, was sent back the other direction. Shashua on the ball early, finds Turnbull, who does have a little bit of license to get forward here. Daly, not going to get to that one.
Yeah, it's a missed pass from Turnbull. Needs to be a little bit wider, almost to feet, for Daly to run onto and take on Ricketts as the left back for Miami. But again, that pass is just a little bit different when you're playing as a center back than it is when you're playing as a right back.
So a goal kick here for Miami, and Campisi taking his time before putting it down. Morgan gives us a chance to look at our keys to the match this afternoon. Let's start for Miami FC. How do they get a road result today?
Yeah, and for today, I have the keys to the match the exact same for both. They're both eliminated, but play freely and then lay the foundation for 2026. We've already talked about it. I would expect to see some players go out and maybe try a few things that maybe they normally wouldn't try, because in all reality, those guys that are on the fringe of coming back next year or not, they're playing for contracts. There's guys who are playing for starting spots for next year or the opportunity to have a leg up for the 2026 season, but there's guys who may not be with the team that they're currently playing with right now, and they need to make sure that they show well and do what it is they think will allow them to get their next contract.
We expect some changes in the roster for both these teams, as that's given away by Edwin Lasso into his own side netting. That Van Oekel couldn't get to it in time, so a corner conceded to Miami, the first of the day for either team.
That will be what you're trying to eliminate from your game as you're trying to get a contract. Almost some major blushes for Edwin Lasso and Matt Van Oekel there.
So, Matt Van Oekel's got some organizing of his defense to do. He's wearing the captain's armband today for Birmingham Legion. 39-year-old goalkeeper. Miami's got a couple options here as they serve this corner. A short option and a host of bodies around the penalty area. This is played towards the top of the box, and not a bad idea.
And that was straight off the training ground as they do this. I believe it was
Tobias Serrata had a great opportunity there. The Argentine has scored a couple of goals. They both came in that match against the Riverhounds a couple of weeks back, but that time nearly came off with something special there off the corner.
Yeah, that was straight off the training ground, and he didn't miss by much at all.
Get another look at it here in a moment. First things first, Birmingham, more defending to do. Cardona into the shade. He serves, it's low and headed away by AJ Patterson. Tejas Romero didn't catch all of that cross cleanly. Cardney trying to spring Sashua back the other direction. The Englishman wins the foot race. He's off and running and dispossessed. He thought he was fouled. The referee saw it differently. Good work by Diego Mercado tracking back defensively.
That was a very, very good defending from Mercado there. And he's going to be on his own in there for quite some time because Zarate, as we've already seen, will push forward. Blanco will push forward. Gavillanes will push forward. So he will be the midfield general for this Miami team. And so there's an opportunity to have numbers up centrally for Birmingham if they can find it.
Lasso's pass cut out by Serrata. Blanco played it first time. Lovely ball. Gavillanes, can he get there? He crosses it instead. Van Oekel got a piece, but not enough. It's in.
And that comes again from another mistake from Edwin Lasso, who makes a poor pass. It gets taken off of Birmingham, and immediately Miami are away. And that's exactly what you can't do in this league. You cannot give teams chances like that because they will punish you at this level. And Miami does a fantastic job of doing just that.
1-0 Miami. It's Francisco Bonfiglio. Again, his 14th goal of the year. One of the most prolific goal scorers in the USL Championship this season. He had been on a bit of a drought by his standards, had not scored since the end of August, but he finds the back of the net here.
And again, AJ Patterson just can't get across there to make an impact. But again, Birmingham, when you lose the ball unexpectedly and then give the other team an opportunity to attack immediately after you lose the ball, your teammates are out of position. They're not expecting you to lose the ball or give the ball away in that instance, and so it really causes a lot of problems when you do that. And for Lazo, that's the second time today that he's made a big mistake in possession. The first one, he nearly passed it into his own net. He and Matt Van Oekel not on the same page, and then there he gave the ball away, and Miami punished him this time.
Goal brought to you by AT&T, the first in 7 games for Francisco Bonfilio. Shashua not quite on the same page with Amir Daly. It'll be a goal kick for Miami. Great vision from Alan Gavilanes. Gavilanes, his 4th assist of the year for a guy that scored off the bench against Pittsburgh a couple of weeks back. Miami have a lead, less than 10 minutes in. Goal kick here for the visitors. Fans, you can get ready for all the exciting postseason action as the USL playoffs presented by Terminex kick off in November. Top teams will battle it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLChampionship.com for all the latest USL Championship playoff information. An ultimate match of the year for both these two teams. Miami with 24 points collected so far this year. Birmingham Legion with 27. Neither can catch the minimum of 36 points required to be above the playoff line in the Eastern Conference. Final playoff spot currently occupied by Detroit City. Still some work to be done at the end of the year to try to finalize the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference. Vassell cuts it back. Pass hit to the other side of the park. Dawson McCartney's got space. McCartney to the back post and over the top of everybody.
And he holds his hand up. He knows he's missed a golden opportunity to whip in a really good ball for his teammates to attack, and particularly Ronaldo Damas, who is a fox in the box, who just finds a way to put the ball in the back of the net. Has done so all year, but just mishits it and doesn't get it right at all.
So another goal kick coming for Campisi in Miami. 9th straight start for Campisi, by the way, after 9 starts with Tampa Bay earlier this year. His next save will be his 50th here in this campaign, and he's got to be happy. He's working with the lead.
Interesting stat for Bonfiglio. He has now scored 9 goals that have been the opening goal in matches he played so far this year. So you think about that, there's been at least 9 times where he has put his team ahead and they haven't come away with the result or finished with 3 points. So you wonder what changes they're going to make down in Miami. Obviously, some positive momentum there. I believe they've got an opportunity, or they've got plans to build a stadium, and these players will want to be a part of that. This coaching staff will want to be a part of it, but they're going to have to find ways that when they go ahead in matches that they can see out results.
Filio has been awfully bright, the 23-year-old Argentine. Originally a Villarreal signing in Spain, has been on loan the last couple of seasons, brought here to the USL Championship, and he has been nothing short of splendid. A few bright, what has been a tough campaign once again for Miami here in 2025. Turnbull releases wide option. Also working centrally. Vassell with some pace through defender. Still Peter Lee Vassell. Was he held back? Referee says yes. Right outside of the 18, and a yellow card coming out for Knutson, the first of the match, brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
Yeah, it's a really, really good driving run from Vassell here, and I feel like he has not done much of this so far this year, but he has done it right in this situation. It's a very fantastic run, a very, very good run in order to get himself in a dangerous position, earn a free kick for his teammates. Knutson has no other option but to pull him back. He gets a yellow card for it, but again, a really, really good, strong run from Vassell there.
Jamaican winger Peter Levassel making his 6th straight start since being signed last month. He's going to have a long look at this free kick, as is A.J. Patterson, the guy that scored the penalty goal for Birmingham that was the difference last time out against Loudoun.
Yeah, if A.J. Patterson walks up and hit this, he's just going to put his left foot straight through it and try and just hit it as hard as he can, straight past Kempisi. Whereas Vassell may go for a little bit more finesse placement.
Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner, and it is awfully crowded there, just a couple of steps beyond the penalty spot. Options abound here, about 21 yards away from goal. Vassell leaves it, Patterson scores! A.J. Patterson again, his 2nd goal in as many games, and it's a quick response from the home side, 1-1.
That's a fantastic set piece from Birmingham. Everybody is expecting Vassell to hit that. He earned the free kick. A lot of times when you're playing, if you earn the free kick, you'll tell teammates, like, no, this is mine. I had the opportunity to score, and I got fouled. Now I want the opportunity to finish the job. Vassell does a great job, just sets a nice little ball up for A.J. Patterson to walk on and just absolutely hammer it below the wall into the bottom corner of the net to give Legion FC the 1-1 tie.
So Birmingham Legion take advantage of the set piece. Don't look now, but A.J. Patterson is turning into a goal-scoring threat. Goal brought to you by AT&T. The 3rd as a member of Birmingham Legion for A.J. Patterson, the 2nd in as many games. Grenadian international, a center back by trade, has showcased a lethal left foot here in the month of October. So Birmingham wastes no time getting back on level terms. Still a bit less than a half hour to play here in this opening half, as another foul is going to go against Miami. And it's Peter Levassel, the man who was fouled.
Yeah, Vassell has started this game very, very bright, getting on the ball and attacking the spaces that he's offered. As we look at a replay from the goal, you see Patterson just walks up and the wall does not do his job. You can't blame Kempisi for this at all. His teammates have to stay together in that wall, and they break apart and allows that ball to get in the bottom corner.
Easier said than done, of course. A.J. Patterson firing a rocket through all that crowd. Tough to put your body on the line.
It is tough to put your body on the line, but that's your job. In that situation, you are there to make sure that that ball does not get through the wall, because you're basically protecting a large part of the goal for the goalkeeper, so he can watch things or can make things predictable for himself to make a save. And a lot of times you'll see teams in the pros now will lay a player behind a wall, and it allows them to avoid something like that. The ball can't go underneath the wall and into the back of the net. It has to go through the player. So, Mark Briggs and Eric Avila and the coaching staff for Birmingham may have seen something on video that allowed them to set that free kick up, and it worked brilliantly for him.
Cardona's low cross cut out by Edwin Lasso. Good turn by Sam Shashua. Birmingham trying to break out of this deep corner, and they will. McCartney trying to spray it forward. Damas couldn't quite get there.
That's a good idea. It's good composure from Shashua, which you would expect. A guy coming down from the MLS, a guy who was formerly in Tottenham Hotspur's Youth Academy, so no surprise there, but Dawson McCartney misses that pass by just a little bit.
Sarasa made the run forward. Was he on? Referee says yes, but he couldn't keep it in play. So a goal kick coming here for Matt Van Oekel, Birmingham Legion FC. Finch, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on Through the End, the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network. Charleston Battery take on Birmingham Legion FC on Saturday, October 25th, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central on Through the End. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. national TV audience for Birmingham's last match of 2025. Options here. Romero, top of the box, couldn't quite squeeze off a shot. An opportunity for Serrata, redirects back out wide. Romero's got a window, crossed it instead into a crowd and dealt with and cleared by McCartney.
A little bit of a ping pong effect there for a moment. That ball was bouncing around and could have landed anywhere. For Legion FC, they'll be taking a sigh of relief, big sigh of relief as that ball lands with their player and they're able to clear it away. But another opportunity for Miami to unlock the scoring.
Right start for Mateus Romero. Tobias Serrata. And of course, Bonfilio, the goal scorer. Romero, of course, backwards this time. Miami content with a bit of the ball for now. It's a Miami side that's been much more organized this season than they were a year ago. Last year, they finished last in the East with just 11 points collected. They conceded 89 goals, a league high by quite some margin. Goal differential much more competitive this year and been much closer to the top half of the East. Turnbull fouled Jonathan Ricketts, and a free kick coming for Miami that's going to likely function as a bit of a short corner.
It certainly is. And before we do that, we'll see a little bit of a replay from that ball just bouncing around like a pinball. A block from Lazo there, and then McCartney ends up clearing it away. But again, a very, very dangerous situation for Legion FC and their defenders, who were able to deal with it in the end. But it'll be interesting to see Blanco, who's the captain for Miami. He and Vassal were getting into it, and I saw Blanco jarring at the referee, kind of giving him a little lip. I didn't see what Vassal did, but watch that matchup in the middle of the field the rest of this afternoon.
Blanco serves, and it's in! Miami have found a second. It's Jonathan Ricketts, the man who won the free kick in the first place, the recipient of a beautiful serve from Sebastian Blanco. It's 2-1.
We'll see here on the replay in a moment what happens, who loses their mark, but I don't think Ricketts moved too much, if I'm not mistaken, and just kind of Blanco picked him out. And all he had to do was just glance that header into the side of the net. As we get a look at it here, tight angle, so won't see the movement of Ricketts, but again, he comes unimpeded and just gets up and just beats everybody to the ball. There's poor defending from Legion FC there.
First goal of the year for Jonathan Ricketts, brought to you by AT&T. The Chattanooga, Tennessee native, back in the Deep South here this afternoon. And he scores the set-piece goal. And a miscap at the back here. Is that a foul outside the box? Yes, it was. A denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity means it's a red card for Nicholas Campisi.
Listen, we talked about this being an exciting game today because the pressure is all off and all these players are playing for next season. The coaching staffs are preparing for the next season. You've already seen some players who have stood out and who've had good performances so far, and you've seen some who haven't had good performances. But here, Vassal gets in, gets a touch on the ball, gets it past Campisi, and the foul there is an obvious a denying of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, and the referee makes no hesitation, goes straight for his back pocket and gives Campisi a red.
Training staff out to check on both players. For Birmingham Legion, Peter Lee Vassal remains on the turf. Nicholas Campisi remains down as well. The foul outside the box, denying Vassal the goal-scoring opportunity, means Miami is down to 10 men and will need a new goalkeeper.
Yeah, and you can easily see Vassal gets the first touch on the ball there, and Campisi just comes through. He hesitates a little bit, and that was what made the difference for Vassal to get to that ball before Campisi could. and you have to be definitive when you're a goalkeeper, especially if you're going to play off your line like that. You have to be definitive in your movements and your decisions. But now Miami are going to have to change everything and pull a field player off to get a goalkeeper back on who's cold, and will immediately have to step in and defend a set piece where Legion FC just scored from, almost the exact same location.
So, Nico Campisi's afternoon is done. The new goalkeeper will be Felipe Rodriguez, the 21-year-old Uruguayan who was on an academy contract a year ago. Ended up making 10 starts. He's made 5 starts so far this year, but has not appeared since mid-August. He'll be the man who comes on. And Alan Gavilanes will be the field player who's forced to come off. So Miami down to 10 men for the remaining 60-plus minutes. Tough luck for Gavilanes, who'd been part of that bright attacking quartet the opening part of this 45 minutes. With Miami needing to substitute a goalkeeper back on, he's the man who has to come off. So there is Rodriguez, the 21-year-old. He's made 5 starts in USL Championship play this year, plus a start in the USL Cup. But has not played in a couple of months. As Morgan said, he's throwing right into the fire here. Facing a free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner from maybe a yard or 2 away from where Birmingham scored just 10 minutes ago. Good news for the Legion is Peter Levassel checked out okay with the medical staff, so he is good to go in standing over this free kick once again along with AJ Patterson. What else do the Legion have up their sleeve?
Yeah, and the angle on this one is just slightly different, and so Rodriguez comes in and he's actually on the opposite side, right where AJ Patterson hit that first one.
Vassell drives it off the wall.
The wall did their job this time. They jumped again, by the way. The goal that Legion FC scored, they jumped and they spread apart, and the ball went straight through them and under them. This time, Vassell hits it, and the ball goes straight through, or goes straight into the wall.
Good work by Daly to bring that down, but his pass intended for McElhatton cut out and cleared up the line. And now the directive certainly changes for Miami. They have their goal lead restored thanks to that header from Jonathan Ricketts, but it is going to be a long afternoon now, playing down a man for quite some time.
And that's the 8th time Miami has had somebody sent off this season, more than anybody else in the league.
Very rarely do you see a goalkeeper sent off, but that's what we've had here early part of this contest today. Approaching the half-hour mark, 2-1 Miami. Thought we would be in for a wild one today. So far, so good in that regard. Damas trying to chop it back in the run of Daly. Tulu. Miami defender clears it in the direction of Bonfilio, who won the shoving match there with Lasso. He's all by his lonesome.
Yeah, it's really, really fantastic work from Bonfilio there. That's so hard to do, to hold off a guy the size of Lasso and maintain possession. It's one thing to just hold them off, but it's another thing to receive a pass from your teammates, keep control, keep possession, and bring your team back in it and give them a little bit of breather from a defensive side. Now they can kind of look to slowly go forward and pick their moments, but again, very, very well done from Bonfilio.
Miami FC already starting to send some substitutes to warm up, knowing they might need all the pieces of their bench here to survive a long, long time down a man.
Yeah, they've almost gone to a 4-4-1. And so instead of Blanco kind of being up alongside Bonfilio, where he typically ends up operating, today he's going to have to drop in and have a little bit more defensive role for Miami.
Joshua acres of space. His shot blocked aside by Knutson. Joshua still trying to navigate the traffic. Couldn't get all the way through all those defenders.
It's well done for Mercado there.
Cleared up the line, only as far as the head of Vassal, but some space to work with here for Sebastian Blanco out the other side. How good was that ball earlier from Sebastian Blanco? This one might be even better. All the way across the park, it gets to its intended target. Filio brings it down. Oda got a chest to it, not enough. It falls kindly for Blanco. 37-year-old veteran who made his name with Portland Timbers and MLS. Over 200 appearances in the Pacific Northwest. And that was perennially one of the best midfielders in that league. Spent last year back in his native Argentina, back in the States this year with Miami. He's the elder statesman, the veteran leader of this club. Miami trying to make the most of this possession. Not a bad ball delivered in behind the defense. Lasso forced to send it away, but out for a Miami corner.
Yeah, and I mean, just watching that sequence there, that all started with Bonfilio holding the ball up, as we talked about a few minutes ago, and then them cycling possession and keeping the ball. Just watching the last 90 seconds to 2 minutes of this match, you wouldn't know that Miami's playing with 10 men.
So a corner coming here for Miami, but first, referee coming over to have some word with the fourth official. Unclear what that was about. Now it looks like we are good to continue. Low driven serve headed away by Meckelhat. Miami forced all the way back to their new goalkeeper, Felipe Rodriguez. Gets his first real touches since coming on. 14 minutes to go here in the opening 45. What a busy first half hour it's been. 2 goals for Miami, 1 for Birmingham Legion. A yellow card and a red card. What else does this first half have in store? Rodriguez had that pass almost get by him. It did. Vassal collects it. The goalkeeper well off his line. Vassal has options. Down the line he goes. Still Peter Lee Vassal. Cut out by Tulu. Top of the box, Ramirez Hamoda has his shot blocked
by his teammate, Shashua there. Again, we've talked about this being an opportunity and a potential for an exciting match. You see again there, Rodriguez comes out and gets caught. Doesn't win the ball, and Vassal skirts the end line, and just the problem is he doesn't have an angle to pitch that ball back to a teammate that was applicable, or that was good enough for him to give a teammate a chance, and so just kind of just kept going, and it ends up with Hamoda, who ends up shooting the ball, which looks like it was on target, but it goes off of his teammate Shashua, and lo and behold, here we go.
Amir Daly, the man down, he wanted a PK. First to look here.
Again, there's really nowhere for Vassal to go with that ball. And then McElhatton shoots it right off of Shashua, who actually, to be fair, may have done Hamoda a bit of a favor, because I think Hamoda was going to miss the target by quite a bit there.
So Amir Daly getting to his feet. Make his way off for a moment. The man on loan from FC Cincinnati 2 has been basically a plug-and-play starter for Mark Briggs since coming down on loan. This is start number 9 in a row.
He's been bright since he's come to Birmingham. I think he's done a good job. He gets forward and attack quite well. I think defensively he has a little bit of work to do, but from an attacking perspective, I think he's brought a different gear for this right side of Legion FC's attack.
Daly does get the wave back on, and now Birmingham back to full strength. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow at BHM Legion on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and download the Legion FC app today. And that's at BHM Legion on social media and the Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC.
And we talked about not knowing that Miami were down to 10. Insight that we got from OptaStats at the 30th minute is that Miami had the ball for 66% of the time. That red card was given in the 22nd minute, so obviously a little bit different. But you could see as soon as they went a man down, they didn't miss a beat. They still continued to maintain possession. It's only just the last minute or two where Birmingham have started to get a little bit more of the ball, but it's come from mistakes that Miami has made.
Joshua trying to force the issue again. Tulu cuts out that delivery. Fifth straight start, by the way, for Tulu, a guy who's had the long road back from an ACL tear. Just getting fit here at the end of the year. Daly able to bring that down with his chest. Serve, Vassell let it go. Not a bad idea.
I really like that idea from Vassell there. You know you can't hit that ball first time, and so if you've got a teammate behind you, you know you can let that ball run. It could be a great opportunity for the next guy.
Courtney lobs it in. Daly trying to bring it down. Dispossessed by Jonathan Ricketts, who's done the work defensively and offensively so far today. Now Miami able to break with possession. Turnbull, defining touch there to make sure that didn't get all the way through to Zarata.
He had to get a touch there. Blanco had picked out Zarata there. So again, Birmingham, despite being a man up, they're not using that extra man to their best ability. Miami are still finding ways to get into open spaces and find opportunities to create despite being man down.
McCartney. Joshua. X the diagonal again. Daly able to keep that on a hop. Turf bouncing kind for him that time. Birmingham all sorts of numbers forward right now as they try to keep the pressure on this Miami back line. McElhatton on the turn. Was he bodied off the ball? Referee says no. And it's out for a Miami goal kick.
And there were no complaints from McElhatton there with that foul or with that challenge from Knudsen. He gets right back up and goes straight back to it. Knudsen was a little upset. You could tell he felt he was trying to draw a penalty, but McElhatton made no protest to the referee after the ball went out of play.
Birmingham fans, if you're looking to grab some of this season's Legion FC merch, you can check out all the new gear now at bhmlegion.shop. Again, that's bhmlegion.shop. I need to start looking at some long sleeve stuff. The weather finally started to cool off here in the Deep South. It's one of the cooler temperature games we've had here all season long. At 69 degrees, the temp at kickoff. Had to feel good for both the fans and the players down below as now almost the entirety of the turf in the shadows, with the exception of about 15 yards. Birmingham's defensive third. Monfilio made the run forward. Lasso won the first ball. The second ball, though, Romero got onto for a moment. Still, it's Miami here. An opportunity that hits the crossbar. And Bonfilio on the rebound can walk this one in. Miami FC have a third first half goal. It's Zarata actually who walks in the rebound. And how bright is this from the visitors? Down a man, they're able to add to their advantage. It's 3-1.
And I'm almost positive that comes from another poor pass from Evan Lazo. He then trips on the ball after it comes off the crossbar and it goes into the back of the net. So again, not a good sequence for Birmingham. I mean, that ball was absolutely rifled off of Matt Van Okel's crossbar. But again, Legion FC unable to clear their lines, and give up another goal in the first half.
Goal brought to you by AT&T, the third of the year for Zarata.
Yeah, great composure from Zarata there, but looks like it was Mercado who hit that first one and just absolutely got all of it. and then unable to clear the ball away, and Sarate just walks it into the back of the net.
What a finish to the year this is for Tobias Sarate. 3 goals now over his last 3 contests. He started 4 of the last 6. For an Argentine who's spending his first season with Miami, his first season in the United States. As you said, it all started with that whistling shot from Diego Mercado.
Yeah, actually immediately you see Edwin Lazo has now stepped into the number 6 role, and Hamoda is now dropped in as a central center back of that back 3. No surprises to see that change from Mark Briggs after the mistakes that you've seen so far in possession.
Cartney's pass cut out. Kept in play, though, by Romero when he fouled Sam Shashua. So, set piece coming here for the Legion. Goodness, has not been the cleanest 40 minutes by any stretch of the imagination. It has been chaotic. So far, a little bit of everything here for Miami FC.
You've certainly seen from both teams, both sides, why they may be in the position that they are in, and the mistakes that they have made have led to goals from the opponent, and it's been that they have punished the other team for the mistakes that they made.
Outswinging serve from McCartney doesn't clear the first defender, and it's out for a throw near that flag. Shashua quickly lobs it back in. Lasso underhit that pass.
Again, that's another pass from Lazo that has led to an opportunity for Miami to break. In this instance, Matt Van Ogle takes care of it, but Lazo has been uncharacteristically sloppy with the ball today.
Colombian midfielders been a key piece for Birmingham since coming over from FC Tulsa, one of the first acquisitions that Mark Briggs made. So start number 13 of the year for him. Not a bad idea there from Vassal, but Shashua's not going to get to that one. Cleared off of Shashua's ankle. So a throw coming here for Miami. Birmingham fans, Legion FC wrap up the 2025 campaign on the road next week as they visit Charleston Battery. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. That match can be seen on My 68 in Birmingham, ESPN Plus across the country, or through the end. You can always follow along at BHM Legion on X for live match updates. That's Birmingham Legion and Charleston Battery, the season finale here in 2025 for the Legion. Miami FC will finish the year with a Western Conference opponent. They'll take on Sacramento Republic in California. Stoppage here is AJ Patterson and Tobias Sarate receiving some words from our referee. That was headed out of play. It'll belong to Birmingham, the throw. Shashua wanted the ball back. Didn't get it back very quickly, but quick enough to where referee kept his yellow card in his pocket. Any other chaos left in this opening 45. 43rd minute here in Birmingham. McCartney on the turn. Didn't like what he had in front of him. He's got 2 white jerseys out to greet him there in the corner. Couldn't quite get around Cardona. Tulu clears it away. Three goals for the second time in 3 games for Miami FC. Scored 3 goals in the second half to come back against Pittsburgh. It's 3 first-half goals so far today. Daly, edge of the area, waiting for support. Turnbull, first-time serve, not a bad one. Delivered into the mix and cleared away by Knutson. It stays in play for McCartney. McCartney, not a bad idea, but cleared away as well.
That's the service that you want to see from Turnbull, is Daly gets pushed high up the field, especially with that extra man advantage that Legion FC now have. Turnbull can take those opportunities a little more often and get forward.
Damas was just offside. Flag up Free kick coming here for Miami. A fresh ball here for Felipe Rodriguez. France Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the academy to the big is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sports.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Line drive sent away by Rodriguez. Possession quickly back on Birmingham feet. 45th minute, and likely at least a couple of minutes of stoppage time coming to close this first half.
I would expect some changes from Mark Briggs. Again, Edwin Lazo, another uncharacteristic mistake. It is in his head. It's mental now for him, right? You've made a couple mistakes. You know that you've been responsible for 1 or 2 goals that have occurred today, and now it's just a simple thing. It's the basic technical skills. Now everything that you do is inside of your head, and you know that you're making mistakes, and you don't mean to do them intentionally, but they just continue. It's snowballing on him right now.
Cardona, the man, fouled by McCartney. Free kick, Miami. Another set piece here for the visitors. They've been dangerous on these here in this first half. Fourth official has indicated 7 added minutes to close this first half. Brought to you by UAB Medicine. Again, remember, we've had injury stoppages, 4 goals scored, and a red card send-off. Not to mention a host of set-piece opportunities for both sides. Another one right here for Miami. Tough spot to serve, as anyone who might be on the other end is staring back into the sun. Still a great ball. It's not put on frame by Monfilio, who couldn't keep it down, working backwards.
And I bet if that sun was not in his eyes, if he'd have seen it clearly, I think he may have buried that. He's the type of striker that does not miss chances like that. And I think the sun certainly played its role in that miss for him.
So still plenty of time to work with here for Birmingham in this first half. All that stoppage time. As Miami go all the way back to Rodriguez. Moda. His touch didn't come off as intended. Miami don't have numbers, but so far in this first half, that hasn't necessarily mattered. Ricketts. Knutson. Jonathan Ricketts, not normally a goal scorer for Miami, but has been one today. Monfilio made the run forward, able to bring it down. His shot high and wide. Just couldn't quite get his left foot around it.
He's still causing all sorts of problems for Legion FC. And is getting service from different areas and using his size to body. Earlier it was Lazo, now it's Moda. So it's been a good match for Monfilio so far, and he's getting the service from players like Blanco. And when you have somebody like that who can deliver the ball to you, it makes your job a little bit easier. But again, Legion FC need to cut the supply off to Blanco, and on the flip side, Miami need to continue to use that to their advantage and that experience, because it has certainly paid dividends thus far.
Crafty work from Ricketts there to head that off of Amir Daly. Miami FC looking for their 7th win this year. A 2-goal advantage and a foul committed there by Edwin Lazo. Case to be made that could have been a yellow card offense. Referee Alps again showing another yellow card caution here in this first half. Mark Briggs looking on, has to be frustrated with what he's seen so far. This is a team, Birmingham Legion, that seemed like they had solved the defensive side of the park. Came into the weekend 3 straight unbeaten, having surrendered just 1 goal in 300 minutes. Miami has found the back of the net not once, not twice, but 3 times here.
Yeah, It's now 27 goals in the first half that Legion FC have conceded. And the only team that's conceded more in the USL Championship so far is Tampa Bay in the first half. So it's been difficult for them, tough sledding, and unfortunately for Mark Briggs, they just silly things happen and then they get punished for them, and it's their own doing most of the time.
Turnbull trying to find Damas. It took a deflection through there. Not a convincing clearance from Rodriguez, but Damas couldn't quite keep it close enough. Mercado. Strong stuff in midfield from Mercado, but his pass cut out. Here, Daly to the rescue. Shashua, was he fouled? Yes, he was. Free kick Birmingham. Another yellow card coming out, this time for Mercado. Meanwhile, Miami's got bigger issues. Sebastian Blanco is down around the midway stripe. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm.
Yeah, I think he and Amir Daly got tangled up just a little bit as they were, as the ball was transitioning to Legion FC there. Blanco is still down, so expect to have a little bit more than 7 of the minimum minutes for stoppage time here. Here you see the foul from Mercado, who kind of gets in the back and kind of rakes his left boot down Sam Shashua's right calf, and rightfully so, a yellow card is shown, but Blanco has popped back up, and it looks like we're going to get this stoppage time back underway with another set piece for Legion FC.
No shortage of free kicks in dangerous areas for both these two teams in the first half.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more difficult. It's about 30, 35 yards away from goal, so it's going to be tough to beat Rodriguez from here, but you can get the ball up and down from this distance, but you just have to make sure you have the pace to beat the goalkeeper on top of that. And so rule number 1, you have to hit the target. Rule number 2, you have to beat the wall, get it up and down. And rule number 3, you've got to get it with enough pace and power to get it beyond the goalkeeper.
Peterly Vassell, not a bad look, just a little too tall.
He was not far away there at all. That narrowly goes over the crossbar of Rodriguez in Miami, but a good effort from Vassell there, who I think's had a good first half and has shown a couple things that he's not done so far this year. He's carried the ball at pace and taken on defenders with the ball at his feet, which is not something you've typically seen from him in previous matches.
Rodriguez sends it away. Closing seconds of this opening 45. As Birmingham have one more opportunity to get forward. Russell tried to turn, couldn't turn with possession that time, and commits the foul.
And credit to Bonfilio, he's dropping back in to give his teammates help in the defensive side of the ball. He's probably, listen, I was a former number 9. I didn't love to defend, but in this situation, he's jumping in and he's giving every effort to help his teammates who need it, because they are a man down. It looks like we're going into halftime already before the set piece is taken.
45 minutes in the books, and what a first half for Miami FC. A 3-goal first half for Gaston Madani and company, and work to do for Birmingham Legion FC as they try to take advantage of their man advantage coming out of the halftime dressing room. 3-1 our score. It's been a chaotic start here in the Magic City and Protective Stadium. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll look at some first half highlights, some stats, and a look around the league. That all when we return to Protective Stadium. Under our score, Miami FC 3, Birmingham Legion FC 1. We'll be right back after this.
time to hammer down. Single game tickets on sale now. Get your tickets today.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then, with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite. That's just a recipe for a good time, you know?
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
In the USL, shovels in the ground mean as much as scoring goals. And Sacramento Republic is on its way to transforming the city's rail yard district into a soccer palace. The same is happening in the Motor City, with Detroit City's new home clearing way for stadium construction. Miami FC has unveiled its future home in South Florida, while the Pittsburgh Riverhounds prepare for their stadium expansion, preserving one of the best views in all of sports. The growth is felt as well in League One, with expansion on the way for 2026. The scene changes daily at the site of Fort Wayne's new home, from clearing the area in early June to the sweet sight of concrete and steel in mid-September. All watched closely by Fort Wayne's Director of Communication, Justin Cohn.
Thousands of people literally drive past this thing every day. So how cool is it for everyone to get a chance to see this thing every single day get closer?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's ideally located for people going to and from work, or they're driving down to Indianapolis, and you're seeing it in really at a rapid pace come up. So you're really seeing a lot of the facade of what will be the stands start to come up.
I look at the renderings. First thing I notice is this gigantic video board. So give me some of the neat things about that, because this might be the best thing in League One for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is something I'm really excited about. It'll be the second longest scoreboard in the entire state. So that means it eclipses an NFL stadium. You're going to have a lot of options at Fort Wayne FC Park in terms of watching the matches. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the scoreboard.
Fellow League One expansion club Boise is seeing its vision take shape as construction at the park at Expo, Idaho is full speed. And longtime League One club Greenville Triumph has kicked off construction at Bridgeway Station.
It's great to win against an MLS team, but we'll do that any Wednesday, any Saturday.
It's our house. No one comes into our house and beats us.
If you're against us, it's not going to be good for you. But if you're with us, it's the greatest day.
The Kings of Chaos strike again!
They create such a loud environment, flags waving, chants.
When the team plays, it's like we're going into battle with them. It's always sort of that New Mexico underdog story just waiting to happen.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
¡El disparo y el gol!
USL All Access on SiriusXM FC every Tuesday night. Devin Kerr, Mike Watts, we've got all the news around the championship.
This series is a dead heat. This is the one we've talked about since the end of May.
We'll recap weekly results, talk about player transactions, coaching tactics, and hey, maybe even a guest appearance by some interviews.
Who knows? SiriusXM FC every Tuesday night and the following day on the USL YouTube page and the SiriusXM app.
Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama on a gorgeous afternoon turning into evening here in Magic City. Great day for soccer and a wild first 45 minutes. It's Miami 3, Birmingham Legion 1 so far today. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes here with you as we get a look around at the USL Championship so far and things that have happened here in week 33. And Morgan, plenty of scores to keep an eye on. That includes the other game currently in action over on CBS Sports Network at halftime. In case you thought the chaos was just limited here, oh no, 5 goals inside of 41 minutes between New Mexico United and Oakland Roots, a game that's at halftime.
But it's been the Sunday scaries for the goalkeepers so far today, but looking at yesterday's result, Rhode Island does enough, gets the point, and has secured their place in the playoffs for this season. So they'll be very happy, especially as early as their season. It wasn't going great, but Tampa Bay, another big result. They needed to win, and they beat probably the hottest team in the USL Championship, Hartford Athletic, and get 3-1 result there.
Tampa Bay still alive in the Eastern Conference. They'll have a chance to sneak above the playoff line next weekend. Meanwhile, out west, still plenty to be decided, including a Sacramento Republic side, Morgan, that's trying to lock up that number 2 seed. That's who Miami play to close the regular season next week.
Yeah, and New Mexico United, they're going to want to make sure that they get 3 points to put extra pressure on Sacramento, because they'll be on 47 points, will put them in that second spot. So whether you'll end up playing San Antonio, Colorado, or Orange County, or even Lexington, I mean, it's very, very tight in the Western Conference.
A team that's not tight with everybody else, that's FC Tulsa. What a run for the Oklahoma club to clinch the top spot and secure home field advantage through the Western Conference part of the bracket.
Yes, it's a huge accomplishment for Tulsa. They'll be very excited to have home advantage throughout the Western Conference. The only team that could host the final ahead of them will be Louisville City.
Speaking of Louisville City, they are the Players' Shield winners for the second consecutive season. 70 points accumulated so far in 29 matches for a Lou City club that has lost just 1 contest here in 2025. 45 chaotic minutes in the books between Birmingham Legion and Miami FC. And Morgan, not a ton you can take away from that stat sheet that doesn't tell the full story of what's happened so far here at Protective Stadium.
No, it certainly doesn't. You wouldn't know that Miami's been down a man for over half of this match so far. 23rd minute, they gave up got a red card. Still were able to add to their goal tally to make it 3-1. So Miami have adapted very well. Maybe that's because they've played a lot of games so far this year with only 10 men. They lead the league with red cards, but they've been able to take what they've been trying to do, and they've been able to mince it, and they cause problems for Legion FC and put 3 past Matt Van Ogle.
4 goals in the first half between these two sides. What does the second half have in store? We'll find out when we return to Protective Stadium right after this.
We are Altec, Birmingham-based since 1929. We set the gold standard in equipment and services that connect us to the power and communications we all need. From bucket trucks to digger derricks, the equipment we make helps our customers and our communities dig deeper and reach higher. We're a team. We're a family. We're looking for someone just like you. Hammer down and team up with Altec. Learn more at jobs.altec.com.
Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama, the final home game this year for Birmingham Legion FC as they take on Miami FC. It was a busy first 45 minutes. Let's roll through it quickly. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes here with you. And Morgan, it did not take long for Miami to find the scoreboard.
It did not, and actually all 4 goals that have happened so far come off of mistakes here. Legion FC 4 in possession. Bonfiglia gets by his man because he's not expecting to have to defend in that scenario and slips it right past Van Ogle. Here, I want to point this out. Watch Ricketts. Here's your goal scorer. Beats his mark to the spot and then heads it into the back corner here. Let's watch this unfold quickly. Great service from Blanco, too, by the way. That makes a big difference. And then coming up here, the 3rd goal for Miami that they got after what you're going to see is our red card. Ball pings around a little bit. Again, careless in possession. They lose the ball. Ricardo gets it off of the crossbar, and then the defender slips, and Sarate just slips it calmly and coolly past Matt Van Ogle. There's nothing he can really do. Legion FC do get their own goal. The wall does not do its job. It jumps, and then it spreads apart, and Campisi, there was nothing he could do about that. And then this is the moment that changed the game, or you would have thought would have changed the game. Straight from Matt Van Ogle here. Campisi hesitates right here. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He's trying to figure out what's going to happen. That allows for Vassal to run, and he's going to get a touch on this ball and beat Campisi to it. Campisi fouls him. It's an obvious goal-scoring, denying opportunity for Campisi. He's sent off, so Miami down to 10. So Legion FC will have to press the issue this half, and will have to play quickly and find ways to take advantage of the man they have that Miami does not.
Second half underway here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham Legion trying to erase a 2-goal deficit. Miami FC trying to see out a road result, even down to 10 men. By the way, Birmingham Legion have made a change here before this second half gets underway. They'll have a throw in the attacking third straightaway. Jackson Travis is the man that has come on for Edwin Lotso. So, the Mississippi native and 21-year-old on loan from Colorado Rapids comes off the bench for the first time. He's a member of Birmingham Legion FC. Had been more or less a locked-on starter over the last couple of months. 6 straight joining. Did not play last time out, but coming off the bench here in this one. So we'll see how that changes things for Birmingham, who again have been playing up a man since the 24th minute. Haven't really found a way to trouble the new goalkeeper, Felipe Rodriguez. See if that remains the case here in the second stanza. Joshua, Vassell, McCartney. Here's the new man, Travis. And a stoppage as Birmingham were playing just outside the area. Sebastian Blanco went down earlier in the sequence. And he remained down. That's where the medical attention is going.
Yeah, the referee stopped it for a head injury here. When Legion FC had an opportunity to get forward, looks as though he may have caught just an inadvertent stray elbow. Nothing malicious in it, but it looks like Sam McElhatton goes up and Blanco goes down holding his face. Looks like a little bit of contact may have made, but now there's a drop ball that the referee's going to have to start or use to restart the match. And it could have been a promising attack for Legion FC, so Miami will certainly give the ball back to Birmingham, but the danger will have been cleared.
Second time we've seen Blanco go down injured, the 37-year-old captain. Portland Timbers legend, having some words with the fourth official. He's had some words with our main official as well. Robert Vince is going to be the man who drops this ball back to Birmingham Legion. Pretty contentious area.
Certainly. Usually you see that.
So here's Dawson McCartney. Birmingham right back at it here in the attacking third, trying to apply some more pressure to this Miami back line. McCartney made the run forward, so did Daly, who keeps it in play.
Ball held up on the turf quite well as Blanco enters back into the game.
Turn pull. Not a bad idea. Headed away by Tulu. AJ Patterson thought about heading it from there. Thought better of it. Joshua. Couldn't quite find a shooting lane. Jackson Travis. Substitute trying to make an impact. Drawing all sorts of attention over near the flag. It's out for a Birmingham throw.
One of the few sunspots left on the field here as the sun goes down in Birmingham. And so does the temperature, but Birmingham will want to turn the heat up on Miami if they're looking to try and get a second goal. And so far the ball is moving, but it's still moving very slowly. They're not unlocking Miami. They're not getting them. They're not shifting them left and right or drawing them out so that they can get in behind them or through them. Miami doing a good job of staying organized, but Birmingham the ball has to move much quicker. See, like that pass from Hamoda there has to be crisper in order to unlock a defense.
Good work from Joshua. Top of the box, just couldn't quite squeeze off the shot. Ricketts the defining touch away from it. Out the other side, Miami a chance to break. Romero all by his lonesome for the moment. Hamoda tracks back in front of him.
Hamoda does a good job there to clear the danger, but again, the ball must be crisp. The ball must be played quickly, and that's another sloppy pass from Birmingham. They have consistently done that today, and they've been punished for it.
Thomas might have used a hand and did. Free kick coming here for Miami. It's well done defensively there on the counter from Ramiz Hamoda, the 17-year-old. Now in his second season here with Birmingham, and it was officially announced earlier this week that he has made the U.S. Youth National Team U17 World Cup roster. Big-time achievements for the still young American international, just 17 years old. Poised to go down and play that tournament next week. Bonfiglio, was he onside? Yes, he was. Just couldn't keep it close. It's out for a Birmingham goal kick, which Matt Van Oekel quickly puts back in play. 5 minutes into our second 45. 2 goals the margin as it stands for Miami. Birmingham, though, trying to change that. Vassell bodied off it this time by Knutson. Dalton Knutson, he's one of a couple of guys playing on a yellow card, but he was shown early on today, all the way back in minute 14. Joshua again finds a pocket of space, as does Dawson McCartney. Amir Daly bombing forward. Daly down from behind. Referee says not enough contact for a penalty.
That's better from Legion FC. They're getting the ball and they're moving it. 1-2 touch passing. You hear your coaches as you play this game, as you grow up, always move the ball, move the ball. 1-2 touches. Play it as quickly as you can. The reason for that is that ball will always move faster than the man. And so when you can do that, it causes all sorts of problems for the defense.
Daly still forward. Got in the end of that header, but couldn't get much behind it. Sarata couldn't clear it around Dawson McCartney. Still, he's got it near the corner flag and lost it. Good pressure from McCartney. And it's out for a corner, brought to you by Chick-fil-A, the first corner of the day for Birmingham.
This corner kick is brought to you by
McCartney, in swinging serve. Rodriguez dangerously came to get it, just got an outstretched glove to it. The 21-year-old has not had to make a save officially since coming on after the red card shown to Campisi. A pass under hit, picked off by Zarata.
It's been the theme today for Birmingham, has been passes that have been under hit, and just it's not something you would expect from players at this level, passes to be consistently under hit.
Handball there against Zarata while he was down on the turf. Free kick Birmingham, which of course they take quickly. Travis couldn't touch his way around Cardona. So far so good for Nico Cardona today. Puerto Rican international. 10 caps for the Puerto Rican national team. Cardona, a guy that also spent some time with Hartford Athletic. Also 2 seasons with Chattanooga Red Wolves in USL League One. Back in the team today after he did not make the trip to Kentucky last weekend. Travis been involved since coming off the bench to start this second half. Just 2v3 over in that tight area of the park. Birmingham trying to switch it out the other side.
And if they change it quickly, right, remember, Legion FC are still a man up. Miami have done a good job defensively organizing themselves, and Bofilio is, credit to him, he's dropped in to help defensively. But, part of the reason you see Miami unable to get into the Legion FC's half so far is that they have no outlet, right? So you talk about, okay, well, Miami's been doing well, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they're not able to get out. The only time they're able to get out is when it's on a counterattack and they've been able to beat a Legion FC defender in order to take a little bit of pressure off themselves. This pressure that they're sustaining right now, Birmingham is doing a decent enough job, but they still haven't unlocked it. They still haven't had their first shot on goal and forced Rodriguez to make a save. So Birmingham need to be quicker in possession and make Miami shift so that they can open up passing lanes and get in behind and get through them.
Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Amir Daly was chopped down by Zarata. Before this free kick is served, AJ Patterson. Got a Stern talking to. Outswinging ball. Joshua delivers. Turnbull couldn't redirect it on frame.
It's a great service from Joshua there, and that's exactly what you want to see from Turnbull. Apart from the finish, he was in the right spot. Great service from Joshua. Great pace. Good height. Just couldn't quite get up high enough to nod that down and nod it forward.
So Miami clear their lines once again. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Our scoreline remains 3-1. Fans, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download it now. Blanco clears it into his own bench. So far, so good. Augusta Madani, Miami FC. The Argentines group lead by a couple of goals despite playing down a man since about a half hour ago. Got to survive another half hour plus. Daly tried to bring it down, couldn't keep it away from Ricketts. Able to win it back right in front of his manager and win Birmingham a throw. And he immediately tosses it down the line in the foot tracks of McCartney. McCartney served. Tulu skipped on the ball. Thomas into the back of Knutson, who wins the free kick.
A similar situation happened to Birmingham in the first half, but more centrally located with nobody in behind him. Here, Tulu, fortunate that his mishap here does not end up as a goal for Birmingham, but again, Miami moving forward, doing a good enough job defensively to make it difficult to create a good goal-scoring opportunity for Birmingham.
Rodriguez restarts it. Ricketts sends it centrally in the direction of A.J. Patterson. Birmingham's goal scorer so far today. Romero.
See, and this is the first time that Miami's really gotten into Birmingham's half and had a chance to put their foot on the ball. So now Birmingham wins it. Man advantage. They lose the ball there, see? And they're unable to take advantage of the opportunity. Now Miami are able to kind of kill the ball off. Blanco has gone down again. Not so sure if he's going to be able to continue much longer. It's now the third time he's gone down with an injury today, but you hope that he's okay. But I know as you get older in age, I am 39 now, will be 40 in January. I know as you get older, those knocks and those kicks and those dings, they take much longer to recover from than if you are a young 23, 24-year-old who can just really get on with it. But you hope that Blanco's okay. But you also may wonder a little bit if he knows a little bit of what he's doing.
Sebastian Blanco, even his age 37 season, has started 18 times this year for Miami. He's played over 1,300 minutes. Referee or central referee today, Robert Vince, California native, has indicated that he's keeping an eye on his watch. Clock stopped. See if Blanco is able to continue once again. Miami did not make any changes so far outside of the goalkeeper change that they were forced to make when Campisi was sent off early in that first half with a red card. Gavilanes, the man who came off for the new goalkeeper, Felipe Rodriguez. No changes for Miami since that point. We'll see how much longer that remains the case. Fight for it near that corner flag, and A.J. Patterson and Birmingham win it. Van Oekel sends it away. Good work by Tulu to win it back for Miami. Romero lays it off, Bonfilio. Serrata holding it up, unable to turn. Now does turn against Daly, gave it away. Can Birmingham break the other direction? This is about as stretched as Miami have been all second half. Joshua's got space and options. One of them is Dawson McCartney. Cuts it in on his left and couldn't quite bend it all the way back on frame.
But I tell you what, he did not miss by much right there. He gets the ball. That's much better from Birmingham. As the ball goes in transition, they get forward quickly. Shashua gets the ball wide to McCartney, who cuts inside and almost wraps his foot around it just enough in order to make it 3-2. As Birmingham substitute McCartney, that'll be his last interaction for the game. Vassal also making way. We've got Tyler Pasher, who you would have thought could have been the guy who took that shot just now, the way that McCartney did it. But also Enzo Martinez coming on. Some new attacking threats for Birmingham for these last 30 minutes.
So 2 USL Championship veterans added to the fray for Birmingham Legion. Canadian Tyler Pasher, the 31-year-old, now in his 3rd season here in Birmingham. He's on along with the talisman Enzo Martinez, but first defending to do. Zarata beaten to it by Turnbull. Moda's pass doesn't quite get all the way to Pasher. Blanco on frame. Matt Van Oekel saves. Quickly out the other side goes Jackson Travis and company. Here comes Shashua again, weaving through the midfield. Dispossessed at the very last. Great work by Cardona, who's bombing forward. Matt Van Oekel quick off his line to intervene. 28 minutes, stoppage time to go. Birmingham need not 1 but 2 to equalize.
Remember, we talked about at the top of the broadcast, right? There's guys who are going to be playing for contracts. There's nothing to lose. There's no pressure. You're not making it into the playoffs. And so, you've got to find ways to create and do your job and do it well if you're looking to, find your next contract or solidify your place going into the offseason as the person who needs to be unseated in your position. So plenty to play for these players personally. The clubs and the organizations, have lost their opportunity to move into the playoffs. But personally for these players, there's still things that can happen for them that they will want to make a positive impact today.
A whistle and a foul. That's going to go on Sam McElhatton. He'll be shown yellow. So he chopped down Bonfilio. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. The 3rd shown today, the 1st shown to a member of Birmingham Legion. McElhatton earned that one. No complaints to the referee about that, as Miami look like they're prepping their own double change here in a moment. While we have a moment, fans, to remind you that if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Good to see Bonfilio to his feet. Looks like the dynamic goal scorer is okay. Scored his 14th of the year earlier in this contest, his 1st since late August. We'll see if he's one of the 2 men making way. The next stoppage for this double change Miami have forthcoming. Wasted possession there. Blanco not quite on the same page with Bonfilio. Possession conceded cheaply. Not insignificant given how much running Miami have done and will continue to do here, down a man in this second half. Gerald Diaz, Alejandro Metrano, who have grabbed shirts for Miami. First things first, Birmingham back in the attacking third again. Travis, 1v1 with Cardona. Cuts it back on his right. Still Jackson Travis, lays it off. Shashua a chance. Shashua, edge of the area. Turnbull, does he take it? One more. Daly serves and it's in. Birmingham pull one back. Ronaldo Damas, the defining touch. It's 3-2.
Yeah, much better from Birmingham. They move the ball quickly, side to side. Ball goes wide to Jackson Travis. He picks it up, comes across it. Sam Shashua doesn't get an opportunity to take the shot, but finds the next pass. Then the ball ends up wide to Amir Daly, who fires it across first time, and Legion FC are able to tuck the ball into the back of the net. And I don't know if it was Ronaldo Damas or if it was Tyler Pasher, who's just come on, who scored that goal in the end, but still, that's how you have to attack 10 men. You do it quickly, you get it wide, you get the ball across. It is confirmed, it is Damas who gets the final touch there, but here we get a look. Turnbull makes a good decision, and then Daly, just first time, immediately gets the ball across. And that's exactly what you're looking for if you are a number 9 in Damas. Watch his body shape here. He immediately turns back in and sticks a foot out and just slides it right past the goalkeeper there.
Goal brought to you by AT&T, the 11th of the year for Damas, his first in 7 games. Haitian International back on the score sheet, and Birmingham Legion back within striking distance, trailing by 1 now. Miami, by the way, made that double change almost immediately after the goal scored. Gerald Diaz is on, replacing Sebastian Blanco. And then Zarata, the goal scorer, off Alejandro Mitrano. The Venezuelan international is on. He comes off the bench for the 7th time this year. For a guy that's played only 4 minutes the last 3 games, he's going to have to put in quite the shift off the bench tonight. Gerald Diaz, this has been more of his role. Just got back from playing a friendly as part of the Puerto Rican national team earlier this week. Against Argentina. Somehow Enzo Martinez got on the end of that, redirected a goalward, just couldn't get a whole lot behind it. It's comfortable in the end for Felipe Rodriguez. Good sportsmanship there from Ricketts and Martinez. So it did not take long for Birmingham to get one back after Martinez and Pasher's addition to the fray. Birmingham continue to apply pressure. Damas unable to turn with it. Mercado turning circles around him, looking for an outlet. Finally found one. Travis got a touch and won the war with Bonfilio in midfield. And surely that's a booking, and it is. A yellow card shown to Gerald Diaz mere moments after coming on. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm, the 3rd shown to a member of Miami this evening.
Rubio Law Firm, yellow card contact has been used by the referee for Miami FC number 16 Diaz in the 69th minute.
Initial contact there, fine. That little shove in the back afterwards, not so much. 4 yellow cards and a red card so far. And still, we've got 21 minutes in stoppage time to play.
Certainly going to be another opportunity for both teams. I think to at least score 1 more goal, maybe 2, but lots of time left. You've got to make sure you continue to do what has allowed your team to be successful. For Miami, it's taking advantage of Birmingham's mistakes. For Birmingham, that goal that you just scored is the way forward. You have to move the ball quickly. You have to get it wide, straight back across, and get runners into the box so you can finish.
And so Martinez fouled, free kick to Birmingham. Miyamoto quickly put it on the floor, wanted to play, but the referee's going to ask Birmingham to play that free kick a little bit closer to where the infraction came from. Pasher's pass, cut out. Can he win it back? Yes, he can. Diaz has to be careful. He's already shown yellow. Pasher got around him that time. Pasher working with Shashua. And so Martinez trying to turn through a crowd.
Yeah, I think Shashua could have maybe played that ball wide and almost had a carbon copy of the second goal that Legion FC scored.
Foul on Bonfilio there. Got just a piece of Turnbull. Of course, the Miami bench didn't see it that way. Birmingham allowed to restart. More space for Joshua. This time gets it out wide quickly. Travis thought about a first-time serve. Couldn't beat Cardona.
Good defending from Cardona there.
Cardona's been up to the task so far today. He's got more defending to do here, combining with Tulu to take that off of Joshua. Another throw coming for the Legion. Second half has been played primarily on this end of the field, as you might expect. Here's Thomas on the top, blocked. Knutson sacrificing his body to keep it away from the mouth of goal. Thomas somehow kept that in. Travis's serve cut out, and a corner coming for Birmingham, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Bit of a chaotic moment, but a great pass from Enzo Martinez. Drives that ball low and hard into Thomas's feet. Thomas does a good job of controlling it, but Tulu and Knutson do a good job making sure. I'm not sure what's going on here with the referee, making Shashua put the ball back. That's the second or third time he's stopped the game after the ball's been played in from Legion FC. I'm not sure if he's being very particular about the ball not moving or what, but Shashua with the service in here, and Rodriguez does a good job of coming out and claiming that high ball.
So Miami allowed to reset things here. Rodriguez will send this away. Been to USL Championship and League, CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches, expert analysis every day on CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Bonfilio was all by his lonesome and couldn't find the frame that time. Wasted opportunity. And a chance now for Birmingham to go the other way. It's actually Mitrano who had the opportunity to get forward, a guy who hadn't scored yet this year. Former Las Vegas Lights man. Some of the freshest legs on the field for Miami, who again has been defending for quite some time. Diaz, Mitrano, the two field players that have been subbed on. Miami FC does have one more substitution window to utilize. And a foul that time is going to go against A.J. Patterson, as he was locked up with Bonfilio, and Patterson might have caught in a stray hand there to the face.
So they wonder if maybe he's lost a contact or something. It looks like he may have gotten poked in the eye. It looks to be okay, but I'm not sure why the trainer was waved on. But you can see here, yeah, it looks like maybe Bonfilio's right elbow maybe came up and caught him just a little bit. So for the near term, it will be 10 versus 10.
So Patterson will get checked out. It's Tulu restarts things for Miami.
Just saw off screen the trainer for Legion FC stuck a little nose gauze up AJ Patterson's nose, so clearly there must be a little bit of blood.
So a throw coming here for Miami. A chance for the visitors to play on level terms here for at least a couple of moments. Toronto lobs it in. Daly got back in front. Cleared it only as far away as another white shirt. Mercado. Bodied off it by Pasher. Damas held it up. Damas chopped it back, but only to Mercado. Romero tried to roll it along. It fell kindly for Bonfilio. Back to the top of the box. Romero, it took a deflection over the top and out for a Miami corner. AJ Patterson waved back on. Birmingham Legion back to full strength. Not a bad look there from Romero, though, a guy that's scored once this year. Key piece of this midfield for Miami, a guy who started every game this year with the exception of that Lexington contest, which he sat out due to a red card. Service delivered, headed away. Pasher onto it. Martinez. Excellent touch first time. Joshua Damas tried to stop his run to stay on side. Couldn't. He's off.
The right idea just didn't come off, and credit to Knudsen in Miami for stepping at the right moment. Damas had no chances. He's running forward towards the goal. Knudsen comes out, steps right at the moment the ball's about to be played, and unfortunately for Legion FC, that counterattack is quickly stopped.
So free kick for Miami as everyone gets reorganized. Fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more for the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Turnbull, the man fouled by Bonfiglio. He got up pretty upset. A free kick coming here for Birmingham Legion. Less than a quarter hour to go tonight.
The referee stopping the game to have a conversation between Turnbull and I believe it's Bonfiglio there, but look, it's a 3-2 game. You need to make sure that obviously there's no injuries, no funny business, but at the same time, you need to let the game go. You need to let the game play. And I think the referee is slowing the game down just a little bit too much right now, but
Tulu, unconvincing with the clearance. It falls for Pasher. Pasher couldn't get around Ricketts, who has even lost his footing. Still loose, rolling over the end line, and a goal kick. The decision from the AR. Chaotic sequence there. Credit to Jonathan Ricketts, who looked like he was in a bad spot there for a moment.
Yeah, Tyler Pasher has the ball, and doing a little dancing, and Ricketts goes straight through him and makes the tackle, and actually that ball does go off of Tyler Pasher's heel, it looks. So Miami with the opportunity to clear the danger once again.
Rodriguez's distribution rolls out for Birmingham throw. Birmingham fans, a reminder, Legion FC wrap up the 2025 campaign on the road next week, visiting Charleston Battery. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central Time kickoff. Match can be seen live here in Birmingham on My 68, across the country on ESPN Plus, or nationally on Through the End. Of course, you can always follow along at BHM Legion on X for live match updates. It's Birmingham Legion, Charleston Battery, the season finale next Saturday. Still plenty left in this contest. Legion FC's final home match of the year. Daly, Turnbull making the push forward. Turnbull serve, cut out. Combination of Ricketts and Mitrano. It's out for a corner, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, once again, Stephen Turnbull playing as the right center back in that back three. Because of the man down for Miami, he can pick and choose the times when to go, and that was a good time, underlap, and gets the opportunity, creates the corner opportunity for Birmingham.
Pasher delivers, but first things first, the referee with more things to say. Some of the combatants in and around the penalty spot. While that happens, Birmingham Legion have prepped a second double change. As Preston Tabor Itaka has grabbed a shirt, as has Sebastian Saucedo. Still, the conversations continue here. Here, Daly locked up with Gerald Diaz. Diaz has already been booked once today.
And Daly has every right to stand there and be there, but Diaz, he wants to make sure that his goalkeeper is not impeded there. He wants Rodriguez to be able to go anywhere he can to claim a cross. And Legion FC with another short corner.
It falls top of the box and was hit pretty well. And it looked like it took a deflection on the way through, but the referee says no and points for a goal kick.
It absolutely took a deflection, and I could see it from here in the press box that that ball, the course that it was going to take changed. And I'm not sure how the referee missed it, but that was absolutely defended by Miami in a brilliant way. They put their body on the line, but it should have been a corner for Legion FC.
Double change now official. Misamoto off, Sebastian Salcedo on, Preston Tabor Itaka on as well, replacing Sam Meckelhat.
Get a look here. You see the ball, the spin of the ball changes. That's the key. When you watch a replay and you get to see it in slow motion like we just did, you saw that the spin of the ball changed from any side spin or anything like that into some top spin, which means it had to have taken a deflection and continued on its path.
Another goal kick coming here for Miami. So Tabor Itaka on, his first touch. 29th appearance of the year for Tabor Itaka, who's come off the bench in 22 of those appearances. Meanwhile, Sebastian Salcedo, veteran, long-time RSL man who played in Liga MX for quite some time. Big piece added through the year by Birmingham Legion, but been dealing with injury. Makes his first appearance since August 9th. Finally fit, able to give Birmingham some moments here in the closing stages. First, some defending to do. Mitrano on the turn. Bright individual work from him allows Miami to reset their shape. Hasn't been a whole lot of extended possession for Miami in this second half, as to be expected, down a man. And a foul against Ronaldo Damas, free kick Miami. Time continues to tick away from the home side as Diego Mercado is helped to his feet.
And I think Mercado's had a really good game today. Hit the crossbar that led to, I believe it was the third goal for Miami, but he's held that center of the park down and done a good job of making it difficult for Birmingham to play through there.
Turnbull under duress. Had it knocked away. Miami has won another throw here. 84th minute here at Protective Stadium. Gardner Morgan Copes here with you. Miami FC looking for their 7th win of the year. Put them level on points with Birmingham. After Birmingham Legion went down to Miami, beat Miami 2-1. Miami trying to return the favor and win against Birmingham for just the second time all time. This is the 10th meeting between these two franchises. Pasher a push in the back. Another free kick for Miami.
Now there may not be anything to play for from a playoff perspective, but the last thing either of these teams wants to do is finish at the bottom of the league. And so if Miami can pull this win out, they may jump Birmingham based on a tiebreaker of more wins than Birmingham have had. But you know, there's still plenty of pride left in these players, despite the poor seasons that they have had collectively. You know, they will still want to make sure that they don't finish dead last.
Serve towards Bonfiglio, got all the way through and out the other side. Birmingham have trailed since the 22nd minute. The header from Jonathan Ricketts made it 2-1. Serrata's goal made it 3-1. Birmingham have pulled one back here in the second half thanks to Ronaldo Damas, the 4th assist of the year for Amir Daly. We've been 3-2 since minute 67. Salcedo. Joshua. And he got clipped. Referee waves off the shouts. Tulu, the defender, going forward all by himself. Couldn't touch it around A.J. Patterson, but now he's got a little bit of support. Bonfiglio went down. He's slow to get up. So the referee waved away that contact as well. That would have been offside. Instead, it rolls out for a Birmingham throw. 86th minute. Sure, some stoppage time to come. As Birmingham search for an equalizing goal down the stretch of this contest. Diaz chips it in behind. Bonfiglio again was trapped offside.
And may just be saving his legs as well. These last 5 to 10 minutes left for Bonfiglio and this Miami team, who put in a gutsy performance, especially being up a couple goals but down a man.
Pasher, space in between the lines. Saucedo. Joshua couldn't keep it close. Pasher chested back down. Martinez's pass cut out. Tabor Itaka trying to keep possession with the team in black, does so. Saucedo once more, cuts it inside. Daly. Damas able to turn against Ricketts. Damas squares it. Saucedo is denied. What a save from the 21-year-old goalkeeper Felipe Rodriguez. He might have just saved the game.
Yeah, for the first save he has to make in the match, he does a fantastic job. That'll be a nominee for Save of the Week. Good work from Birmingham. Ronaldo Damas does a great job of spinning his defender, getting in, creating the opportunity. But again, Birmingham, that's a missed chance for them.
Miami do just enough. AJ Patterson sends this all the way back to Matt Van Oekel. Miami's defense starts anew. 88th minute here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham oh so close to an equalizer. They're still pushing, and Preston Tabor Itaka has been fouled. Free kick to the Legion. What an absolute play this is, Morgan.
Yeah, Damas does a great job of spinning the defender there. Ball comes across, and Bofo, he puts it right where Rodriguez is able to reach it. Doesn't get it quite enough in the corner, but credit to Rodriguez. He still had a lot of work to do to get across to dive and make that save. It does just that. Bofo will be kicking himself for not putting that ball into the back of the net.
Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Tyler Pasher, the man who will supply the service. Pasher's delivery caught by Rodriguez. What a moment for Felipe Rodriguez. Had not played in a contest since mid-August. Came in cold off the bench after Nico Campisi was shown red. 22 minutes into this match. He might have just made the game-saving play. By the way, word from down below is we're hearing 7 added minutes coming as Damas has the offside flag go up against him. Birmingham's bench can't believe it. It was awfully tight.
Would love to see that from a wide angle again. I don't know that Ronaldo Damas was offside in that instance. We back it up just a little bit further as the ball comes off of his foot. What we saw is that he looked like he was offside, but as this ball is played right there, you can't really tell where Damas is. I think he's onside. I mean, as much as that ball had to travel, he was even with the defender there, if not a little bit behind. I think the assistant referee may have missed that one, but look, the referees here in the USL don't have the benefit of VAR, so they have to call what they see. You would have likely seen that play continue on if there was VAR involved, and they would have gone back and made the adjustment. But again, you see there that it was very, very tight, and it's very difficult to make those calls live. But watching from up here from the press box, it did look as though that was very, very, very tight.
Has been confirmed. 7 added minutes brought to you by UAB Medicine. Tabor Itaka, edge of the area, to the back post, just beyond Damas. Saucedo arriving. Couldn't squeeze a shot away from that tight of an angle. AJ Patterson resents.
And And now it's time you have to just start lumping balls into the box. You've got less than 7 minutes left now. Every opportunity you get a chance to put it in, you've got to try and get it in there.
Boritaka leaves it for Pasher. His shot takes a wicked deflection. Salcedo couldn't hit it on the volley. Travis couldn't keep it down.
Would have been an acrobatic finish from Salcedo there. If he would have put that one away and not the other one, you would have wondered how it is he didn't have two, but an ambitious effort from Salcedo nonetheless.
It's Diaz who sacrificed himself in front of Pasher's Rockets. Travis couldn't totally get his left foot around the second opportunity. Miami hanging on to their 1-goal advantage despite being down a man. Joshua tried to bring it down, got called for that shove. Free kick Miami. The visitors in no hurry to put this ball back in play.
We're 2 minutes into the 7 of extra time. But still plenty of time for an equalizer.
Knutson sends it forward. They went down. He thought he had won a free kick. Referee thought otherwise. Mitrano wins Miami a throw. Miami continuing to try to bleed this clock. And before this throw is taken, it looks like a yellow card is going to be shown to Mark Briggs, the Birmingham bench. Some faux applause from the Birmingham manager.
Yellow card caution has been issued by the referee.
For his first USL Championship match, he's certainly not been shy of pulling cards out of his pockets.
Had a few yellow cards today. Also a red card first part of that first half. As a foul is given this time to Birmingham. The Legion allowed to restart, but again, that's taken up 3 minutes of our minimum of 7. Miami will take that trade-off before they start defending once more. So Martinez chips it forward. Cardona safely back to his goalkeeper, Rodriguez, who will wait to pick it up until Damas gets to him. Can Miami see out this road result? Masterful first half where they took advantage of everything that came their way, allowed Miami to build the cushion. Even though they've surrendered a goal here in this second half, they still lead, closing in on what would be just their 3rd road victory this year. Knutson got a boot to it, not enough though. Salcedo collects.
Birmingham have had the chance to level the game and haven't taken advantage of it. Rodriguez being very brave there and coming out and getting a defining touch to send that ball out for a throw-in.
Pasher quickly gets it back in play. Not quite on the same page with Amir Daly. Those two combined to give it away. Bonfiglio rolls it down the line. Diaz doesn't have anything in the way. Will carry it forward regardless. Diaz touches it around AJ Patterson. Now he does have support. Diaz squares an opportunity. Romero keeps it moving. Cardona couldn't keep it down.
That would have been the icing on the cake for Miami there to get a goal there. A great individual run from Diaz. Just unable to finish it off in the end. Cardona, probably some heavy legs out there.
Will that miss come back to haunt Miami here deep into stoppage time? Tabor Itaka working with Enzo Martinez. That pass won't get to Martinez. It's out for a throw near that flag. Turnbull. Martinez couldn't get his right foot all the way around it. Time running out on Birmingham here with a little more than a minute to go and our minimum of 7.
It's been a very frustrating evening for Birmingham and Mark Briggs. Been a lot of frustrating home matches for Birmingham so far this year. Not fared well playing at home. They've been much better on the road. But you have a Miami team who've come in and who've buried the chances that they had in front of them from the mistakes that Birmingham made. Again, at this level, you cannot make big mistakes because teams will punish you, and Miami certainly did that today. Birmingham still trying to find a way through to get an equalizer, and they've had a couple opportunities, may get one more chance before the end of the night.
Coming out for Enzo Martinez. His contact sent Bonfiglio to the ground, and will that be all in this contest tonight? Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. Bonfiglio certainly beat the Birmingham Legion veteran to it.
You could easily say that Bonfiglio not fouled, was away and then on goal.
Dalton Knutson will restart things. And he restarts things out of play. It'll be a Birmingham throw. Miami bench asking for the full-time whistle, pointing at their watches. They've seen we've played over 7 minutes. Will Birmingham be allowed to carry forward here one final time? Looks like they might be.
So it is a minimum of 7 minutes, so no surprises that since there were a couple of stoppages that Birmingham may have one more chance left here.
Daly. Daly's serve cut out by the first defender, and that is full time. Miami FC down a man. Hang on to pick up a road result in Birmingham today. 3-2 our final.
A gutsy performance from Miami, but a very frustrating one for Birmingham. Two teams at the bottom of the table in the Eastern Conference go toe-to-toe, and plenty of fireworks in this one, plenty of cards, plenty of goals, plenty of chances, all coupled with a fantastic save from Rodriguez late on to preserve the win for Miami.
It was a wild one, as we expected. In the end, Miami FC do just enough to pick up a road result. 3-2 our final here at Protective Stadium. We'll wrap things up when we return to the Magic City right after this.
What are you doing?
I'm installing fiber optic cables.
Why?
Fix problems before they happen.
Why?
Keep the
Why?
so your night light can keep the monsters away.
There are monsters?
No, wait, no, wait.
It's time to hammer down. Single game tickets on sale now. Get your tickets today.
Back here in the Magic City, fans down on the field here at Protective Stadium. One final time here in 2025. Birmingham Legion's home finale here this evening. Mark Briggs showing some love to the supporters as well here. As Birmingham fall by a 1-goal margin. Miami 3, Birmingham Legion 2, our final here at Protective Stadium. Miami FC come on the road. They do just enough. And Morgan, as you look at the final stats here for this one, Birmingham Legion, 14 shots, of course, the bulk of that pressure coming after they went up a man, but only 3 on target in the end.
Yeah, and again, one of those 3 that were on target was a fantastic save from Rodriguez to preserve the win for Miami. Again, a lot of the same thing you saw from Birmingham. Plenty of chances, just couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net in the moments that mattered. But, credit to Miami for coming in here, getting a gutsy win with 10 men and going level on points with Birmingham.
Each side now with 27 points headed into the final match day of the campaign next weekend. As you look at the Week 34 upcoming schedule, it starts on Wednesday. Sacramento Republic taking on Charleston Battery, the first of 2 matches for Charleston next week. The other being the season finale against Birmingham there in South Carolina. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central, the time start for that one. And Sacramento Republic will host Miami FC at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock local time out in California. As we wrap up this 2025 USL Championship regular season. A tough one for Birmingham Legion FC, knowing they will miss the playoffs here. Miami will as well. But still, fans and players taking time to appreciate and show appreciation to each other down on the turf below. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes up here with you. We appreciate our friends at Down in Front Productions, Michael Furco and his entire crew for what they've done behind the scenes with the cameras here this 2025 campaign. We've enjoyed bringing you Birmingham Legion FC soccer here the entirety of this 2025 season.
Yes, thank you so much, Down in Front Productions, Michael Furco and his team. You guys have done a great job, a great difficult job of making myself and Blake look good in a lot of moments. Thank you to you guys for a wonderful season. Blake, looking forward to getting to next year. Hopefully better results are on the horizon for Birmingham, but
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.